Stacy here. Thank you so much for joining me. In today's video, I have a 2-for-1. So I'm going to be sharing with you my April update for Beauty A to Z. That is a Fantastic Ladies collab that's created by Jessica and Amanda. I believe it's in its 6th year. I'm doing it all eyeshadow again for the 2nd year in a row. I'm also doing it rolling, but you can do this with any kind of beauty, skincare, hair care, body care, makeup, whatever you want to do. And all you have to do is pick a product that matches the letter of your alphabet. I'm an English speaker, so mine is the English alphabet. The second part of this video will be my update for BYOP. That is a collab that I'm doing with Jessica Dana, who is Eyeshadow Junkie at Heart on Instagram. It's just we're working on nine eyeshadows. We're building our own palette, working on 9. Once you hit pan in something, you roll it out. So, as many of you know, or maybe if you missed my level up video, I had COVID, and I think I posted about that. I ended up with COVID, and I've only worn makeup this month, maybe 5. This may be my 6th time. I've worn it more this week. So even though that is true, I still have four new shades in one palette and 2 in the other. 3 in the other. So as I've mentioned before, and especially when you see my Oh My Pan update, I like these. I've been working on these since January. So all of these shades have been in since the beginning. One of them actually came from last year's project. So yeah, so I'm gonna walk you through the ones I hit pan. So I've been keeping them in here. So we're talking about these 4 right here. I'm going to put them up on the screen. So the first one we have is Huff and Puff from Luxi. I actually thought that was Halo. I was not right. It took me 4 uses to hit pan in that shade. That is a very flaky shimmer. And when you have something like that, they're really easy to hit pan in because it goes everywhere. So sometimes those are like little cheater ones, but it's an eyeshadow. It's got a pan in it. We're calling it good. And to bring that in, I actually brought in Halo from Luxi, I think. Yeah. Yeah. What did I bring in? Yeah, I did bring in Halo, which I think is like this white shade, yeah? A, B, C, D, E, F, yeah. So I will, am I gonna pull this out? Yeah, I guess I'll pull it out. It's this kind of white iridescent topper shade. Should be pretty easy to use. So this is Halo from Luxi that is replacing Huff and Puff from also Luxi. And again, I thought I don't know why I thought that was Halo. Probably because, I mean, I guess it's angelic. I don't know. Who knows what past Misty was doing. Present Misty is barely hanging on. Okay? Okay. So the next one I hit was Kindred from Lethal. And I could not find another K. I could not find another K. So I am not going to bring in one for K. This is a beautiful shade. I probably could have brought in something that said like dark or something like that. But after looking for an hour, I was like, you know what? We just going to skip it. So if something comes into my life, because spoiler alert, eyeshadows are coming into my life, then maybe I will replace it. But as of right now, there's not a new K. That's where I got myself confused. Next, I hit the shade Terrasphere from, who is this? What is their name? Terra Moons. Oh my word. It's hard to see the pan, but anytime you've seen me wear a red look, this has been the shimmer that's been on because this is gorgeous. Look at it. It's so flippin' pretty. It's so pretty, and it actually makes having a red eye look, you know, be manageable. I don't know what I'm going to do. Actually, I probably still keep using it. But there is a shade similar in my Strawberry Shortcake palette. Not a multi-chrome, but it's still pretty similar. So for that one, it took me 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 times to hit pan. And in its place, I brought in Tiger Lily. I actually pulled this out of my Violet Voss Coral palette. So that's this one. I have C too. Ooh, I have 5. I don't know what I was thinking. This shimmer is okay. It's not anything to write home about. That whole palette has been a little disappointing. I can remember really loving Violet Voss a few years ago, and then I got that Flamingo palette, and that was awful. And then this Coral palette, it's okay. It's all right. I'm going to be painting 3 different shimmers from it, so we'll see how we go. Okay, so the other one that I forgot was Call Me On My Shellphone, and I believe I hit that last month. But in its place, I brought in, what is this called? Cheers Mimosa, I think. This is from that Coral palette. Again, not the most stunning shimmers. I mean, you can see they have dips, and I only touched them twice. It's close to Kindred, but not quite there. This one's actually a bit more impactful. I'm sure if I wet my finger or whatever, they'll be a little bit better, hopefully. But yeah, so that was for Call Me On My Shellphone, which rolled out last month. That's where I'm getting confused. I didn't replace shadows at the end of March, or at the beginning of March, because of COVID. And sorry, that's just gonna speak of the devil. I didn't replace them because I was thinking I was going to get COVID, and I did. So I'm replacing some of them now. Lord. A, B, C, D, E, F. F. Okay, what was F? Oh, F was Fruity from Glamlite. The Glamlite wine palette. I've already put it away. It's this shade down here. A really pretty purple. In its place, I brought in a Give Me Glow shade, and this is in the shade Flirty. This is a really pretty berry color. It's a little bit more neutral, so if you're someone who loves neutrals but you want a bit of color, you can see there, it's a bit more neutral. I don't know how quickly I'll hit pan in that, but again, I was really struggling with letters this time. So I just went with kind of what popped in my brain first. So again, if I forgot to say, oh my word, if I forgot to say, this started January 1st. And it goes through the end of the year. Fantastic Ladies Collab, all the information is linked down below. This is rolling, and my goal is only to hit pan, and I'm only doing shimmers in this project. Lord have mercy. Can you tell it's been a month since I have filmed consistently? Holy macaroni. Okay, so we talked about T, and then G was Glass Slipper from Looxi, and I'm bringing in Glass Wing from Looxi, and this is actually a pink. Really pretty shade. So yeah, so that's the A to Z update. So to recap, I brought in, oh no, let me finish. Oh, brain. The last pan I hit was for Y, and that was Ready or Yacht from Colourpop. I believe that was the Baby Got Peach palette. So this was that, and that's a Y, and I didn't bring anything in. So to recap, in this project this month, I hit 4 pans. I hit 4 pans in this project this month, but I brought in 5 shadows. So we're up to 24 rather than 26. I give up. I give up. So there you go. So that is Beauty A to Z, working on 24 shimmers. I have placed some orders. over the last couple of weeks. I have decided to just put makeup rehab on hold. We'll start fresh in May. I have bought some things. So I bought the 3 Udenzai collab palettes. I bought those. I placed an order with Divina for their Exploders set. I think that's 6 eyeshadows. And then I placed an order with, I believe it's MBA Cosmetics for some of theirs. So I have lots of eyeshadow coming. So we'll probably be able to do that. And if you missed my Project Level Up video, I mentioned in there how I'm going to be rotating on odor, like working on odor palettes, but also working on new palettes as they come in so I can get use out of them, etc. So that's the thought process on that. Okay, so let's talk about BYOP. In the BYOP, I'll put up a picture. I was working on Proxima by Lethal, and I have used that one time since the last update. I was working on a blue shadow from Lethal. I haven't used that. The Glamlite matte, I've used that twice since the last update for a total of 8. Jelly, which is that pink matte, I've used twice since the last update for a total of 6 uses. That neutral Super Shock, today was the first day I used it, and I packed it onto the middle of my eyelid. It's kind of hard to see. And then for the pink shimmer, I haven't used it since the last update. So coming in to the program, the bottom three. So this is Jade from Give Me Glow, Lavender Taupe from Give Me Glow, and this is Visions from JD Glow. So I'll swatch them for you. And I have Lavender Taupe and Visions on my eye. So this is Jade, Lavender Taupe, and Visions. And again, this is the eye look for today. It's actually got like 8 things topped on top of it, but oh my lord. So I'm actually working on 4 quote unquote neutrals, but you guys know that I love the Give Me Glow formula, ride or die for Give Me Glow. They're shimmers. They're mattes. If they're the new mattes, they're better than the old mattes. JD Glow, I really enjoy their shimmers. Unfortunately, JD Glow is just not a company that I'm going to support any longer. If you missed it, I talked about brands behaving badly or brands on the naughty list or Santa's naughty list or something. I'm not trying to get political on this channel, but they liked a post that was celebrating the end of Roe versus Wade. And I just can't stand behind someone who doesn't stand behind a woman's right to choose whatever the fuck she needs to do with her body. So, yeah. Anywho, so those are the 3 new ones. And like I said, I've used, this is the Visions, and then this is Lavender Taupe. Lavender Taupe is gorgeous. And as I've mentioned before, last year I panned mostly Give Me Glow shadows. I mean, I think I have 5 that I haven't panned yet, that have pan in them. If you get an opportunity to grab their shimmers, you won't be disappointed. You will not be disappointed. Number 1, they're huge and they're not that expensive, especially if you get them on sale. Number 2, it's a woman-owned business, and fast shipping. I haven't had any issues with them, so I highly recommend them. And like I said, I'm on JD Glow. We're on a break, probably a forever break, because while her, I believe it's a her, while her shimmers are pretty, again, I can get that with Give Me Glow. I can get it with Terra Moons, like, you know, Clionadh. There are all these other indie brands that I can support. And that's kind of my goal for this year. When I started makeup rehab, I said I really wanted to focus on trying brands that I'd never tried before. I've brought in Blend Bunny. I've brought in Cosmic Brushes. Spoiler alert, that palette's good. That palette real good. I'll pop up my look. Those mattes are so buttery and creamy and blendable. Oh, beautiful. So I think it was Gabby. Yes, Cosmic Brushes. 2 thumbs up. I believe, aren't they in the UK? I think they're in the UK. I remember it took a little bit for it to get here to me. So I really want to focus more on kind of like indie shadows. I'm so excited to get the Divina ones. I know Lainey talks about hers all the time and she really enjoys them. I wasn't sure what to get. They also had a 20% off code. That's the reason why I went with them. And then MBA Cosmetics, I think it was Seeking Shifts that did on Instagram that did a collab. And if you don't follow their channel, it's just all about these shifty multi-chrome, duochrome, million chrome eyeshadows, and it's so pretty. And she makes, I believe it's her Instagram, she does she builds palettes, and I'm like, who can put this into production? Because her color stories are always beautiful. I'd love to get an actual palette from her. Maybe she'll do that someday. But anyway, that is it. So between the two projects in the month of March, I hit pan on 1, 2, 3. It looks like 3. So yeah, not bad, especially for not wearing makeup. For not wearing makeup very much the last month. It was funny because I had an appointment with my therapist. We've been doing, she's in Corpus Christi, so we do virtual or whatever. And the last month has been beyond stressful. And this is going to be about health stuff. So if you want to skip it, I'll see you in the next video, which will probably be my Oh My Pan update. So yeah, so if you're interested in hearing what the hell is going on with me, then you can keep on watching. But if you're not, but I hope you'll consider subscribing, and I'll see you in my next video. So you guys know I got COVID. I literally got COVID. I tested positive for COVID 6 days after having an immune suppression infusion because I have an autoimmune disease, and then I had started a chemo drug. So Thursday infusion, Saturday chemo drug, Wednesday positive for COVID. 2 weeks in, I thought maybe it had turned into pneumonia, but I remember laying in bed one night going, oh no, this is an asthma attack. My asthma is back. So I had asthma. I think I did get ready with me talking about this too. I had asthma back in like 2014, 15, 16, or 15, 16, 17. I honestly don't remember. That was allergy induced. So I'm not a lifetime asthmatic in the least bit. But I was laying in bed and I can remember, just the tightness that you get. And so I made an appointment with my doctor, got in. He's like, yeah, you're pretty tight. And he's like, I'm not going to give you a steroid because normally they would give you a steroid and it will help clear it up real quick. But I'm diabetic, so giving me a steroid is not always the best solution. But I got a new inhaler because my other one was like 2017. And then I got some albuterol. And our weather has been so up and down. But when it's humid, like when the humidity is in like the 70s or the 80s, or like today, it was 100% humidity for the morning, I find that my asthma flares up worse. You guys will have to let me know if that's something you guys experience too. Like I said, I'm not a lifetime asthmatic, but I have noticed that when it is humid outside, I have to puff. Like I feel like I need to puff right now, and I may just end up doing a breathing treatment instead because it is pretty tight. Tight. So that happened. And then, was that last Wednesday? Yeah, last Wednesday. I check my boobs every day. Sorry, that's what I'm doing right now. I check my boobs every day. I think all women should be checking their chest area. Men too, because men can get breast cancer. But I'm constantly checking. And not this past Wednesday, but the Wednesday before, I found 2 lumps in my left breast under my arm. It's not lymph nodes, they're a little bit further down than that. So I got a referral for a diagnostic mammogram. And it was like, I saw my therapist at the exact time that I needed to see her, because I told her, I was like, I can't do this. I was like, I said, I'm just so overwhelmed, like so stressed out, because this is on top of all the other shit that's been happening that we still don't have any answers to. I do think that I'm going to order, there's a rare disease sequencing kit that's actually, they test like your genes beyond you know, like Ancestry.com or whatever. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that because Lord knows it can't hurt. But so I was just like, I'm feeling really overwhelmed. And she's like, well, what do you normally do to ground yourself? And I said, a lot of times I will just sit down and do my makeup. I said, because I can completely zone out. I'm not thinking about, you know, what's happening outside of, is my eyeshadow going to look okay? And do I love this new foundation? Spoiler alert. I love it. My skin looks so good and it's such the perfect color. Anyway, so that has been, I'm waiting on that referral to, so I can have the boobs checked. I saw a nurse practitioner that was new to the practice and she was lovely. And it was like, I called on a Friday and I was like, hey, you know, can I get in to see him? And she was like, no, he doesn't have anything open. She's like, but we have a new nurse practitioner that can see you on Monday. I was like, okay. She's like, oh, wait a minute. She's like, what are you doing this afternoon? And I was like, nothing. And she's like, can you be here? And I was like, I can be there in 15 minutes because they're literally a mile down the road. But I hadn't, like, I wasn't dressed. I'd had a shower, but I just, you know, had on somewhere around the house clothes. So got dressed real quickly, went and saw her. And she's like, the good news is that they aren't hard and they're not, I don't think she used the word stagnant, but that's the only word I can think of where like you can't really, well, you can't, they're not hard and you can move them around a little bit. So she's thinking, you know, they're either just some cyst or maybe some breast tissue that's come away. I don't know, but it's just one more thing on my plate. So, and I told a friend, I was like, yesterday? Oh, it was a psychiatrist because he's the one that's dosing out the anti-anxiety meds. I told him, I said, I feel like at this point, I need a social worker, a caseworker, case manager, nurse case manager, whatever, because I am tired. I'm exhausted. I am so tired of having to call and stay on top of doctors and stay on top of labs and stay on top of testing to make sure that my needs are getting met. It's hard anyway dealing with the US Health Service, but when you add someone who's fat on top of it, it is a whole other level because I have to literally scream and fight to have my voice heard and have someone listen to me and take me seriously. But I'm tired. Like I'm really, really tired. I called them on Friday to make sure they'd gotten the referral. They said they hadn't. I called again on Monday to see if they'd gotten the referral. They said they hadn't, so I had them resend it. I called them again the next day and they were like, we don't have it. And I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. So, yeah. I've been in a bad place and my wallet has spoken. Luckily, everything I've bought has been on a pretty big discount. And like I said, Davina, the only reason why I bought from Davina is because she had a discount code. And I don't know that I've ever noticed that she does that very often. And then, so yeah, anyway, I'm hoping that I'm, you know, curious about the Glaminatrix palette. Tomorrow is April 1st. And I mentioned that, you know, the month of April will be kind of a free month. Who are we kidding? I can show you guys some, you know, no, I'll do that. No, I'm not even going to do a haul video. I picked up a ton of stuff for Makeup Revolution. Mostly cheap products. Mostly cheap products. But anyway, that's it. So thank you guys for joining me. I really do appreciate you. Thank you for being so supportive. Thank you for just hanging around and watching. I know I've been gone. I know my views are way down. I know I've lost, you know, several subscribers. So for those of you who continue to watch, I really do appreciate you. If you made it this far, leave a purple heart in the comments, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.